have a Discord server. It's basically a home for my projects and a place to talk about, I guess, game modding, game development, engine programming too if you're into that, and a bunch of other things really. I post occasional updates about my videos there and, well, a bunch of other stuff. And it's been available for a good while in each video's description, but yeah, I guess this is some sort of official announcement. Alright, on to the next thing. I have successfully completed, well, almost successfully completed my first year of studies. It's been nearly a whole year of hanging out with my college friends. I've noticed I've become seemingly more social and outgoing. Like, if I had a conversation with 2019 me, he wouldn't believe any of it. I'm also going to be looking for a job in the meantime so I can move out and get some sleep. As my priorities start to focus more on, well, for lack of a better word, survival, I'll obviously have less time for videos. I might open Patreon and Ko-Fi? I honestly don't know, so tell me what you think about all that. And by the way, don't worry about me, I'm in no distress whatsoever. I've got like 10 more months until things start to get really serious. And for you younger folks out there, take notes, for this is what it's like to be an adult. Alright, with that finally out of the way, let's see what's been happening. So I've been making some pretty good strides with NVRHI, which stands for NVIDIA Render Hardware Interface. It is similar to Diligent Core in a way, but it's a lot smaller. It lets me use DirectX 11, 12, and Vulkan. It just needs occlusion queries in the API and it'll be perfect. I really like modern rendering APIs, like, look at that. Yeah. Next up, I wrote an octree and it was a pretty nice learning experience. You know how Quake, Gold Source, and Source used a BSP to subdivide the level? Well, Source 2 seems to be using an octree and I wondered how that could work. All of this is potential material for a video about BSP and what methods quote-unquote succeeded it. Speaking of videos, did you know we're like 40% done with the HLSDK series? Like, out of 35 or so planned videos, 14 are done. Like, wow, the first video came out in like October 2020 or so. I'm gonna have to celebrate its second anniversary soon. We've come such a long way. It's unbelievable to me, honestly. And in other news, I've been playing quite a bit of Penguin Heist and I love it. Like, it's a very silly game. Imagine, like, people call it Payday with penguins, but to me, it's more like Deus Ex with penguins and ragdoll physics. I usually don't care about any game that came out after 2004, with some exceptions of course, but this one really got to my core. I don't know what else to tell you, I don't know, there's something about it.
No ne moraš to raditi. Ne, držim te, nemoj se dati, to ne daj se. Pusti ga. Ajdo, vuci.
Recently, RememberFreeman happened, and perhaps like a lot of you, I participated. A day before the animation video was finished, I was editing it and Half-Life was running in the background so I could record the part with Barney using the retinal scanner. That was, yeah, like the whole event was pretty cool. Half-Life is just one of those games that changed my life for the better, as it essentially made me get into mapping and modding in November 2014. I want you to understand just how big of a change it sort of was when I discovered mapping back then. It's like, that was a time period when I was truly bored in life, I had no idea what to do, and I was still recovering from a whole lot of bullying that happened a year prior. It gave me a sense of purpose in life, you could even say it saved me. And I want to return that favor. I want to help Half-Life modding remain alive for as long as possible, and that's part of why I'm making these tutorials. Also, the channel reached over 100,000 views. Like, this is pretty cool. I made a community post about it, thanking everybody, so here I go again. Thanks for everything, really. One of those things that just keeps me running, you know. Speaking of running, I've been walking a lot this summer and running for quite a bit, and that was really nice. You know, physical activity for the win. What can I say? If I recall correctly, I weighed about 90 kilograms in 2020, and now I'm down to 86. It's not much, but still pretty significant, and I think I can go lower. Like, my end goal is about 80, and I think that'll be my sort of optimum. And honestly, like, compared to 7 years ago, I have drastically improved my eating habits. You know, back then, I used to eat 1 or 2 bags of chips a day, and an entire chocolate bar and 1 or 2 cans of Coca-Cola. And don't get me started on how much other junk I used to eat, and I mean just how much I used to eat in general. I've cut down a lot of things over the years, and I'm still tweaking what I can. It also helps that last year I started cooking by myself, so that's really cool. In other news, some more work has been done in my retro FPS engine. Has a basic plugin system now, so that's pretty neat. There's still no rendering code, so yeah, that's gonna have to wait until late September. With that said though, I think I'll manage to make a tiny little tech demo by January or so. We'll see though. Knowing what has happened so far, I think it's gonna be more like February or March, if not even later than that, but yeah, I mean, it's still like predictable in under a couple of months or so. And there's a lot of other stuff I haven't mentioned, but this video would have been pretty damn long if I did. For August and September, I am planning to do some work on the real-time MOS mod, and I'll see what I can do about making a new video, considering the fact that my upload schedule is going to be more unstable than ever, due to college and everything else, but yeah. We'll see what happens, and that's about it for now, and see you all next month. Have a good one.